Need to know what Diplo thinks on the matter.
Okay. Do we have Ja?
Where is Ja?
Where is Ja? We need to know what Ja has to say on the matter.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This week on Humpcast, Comic-Con came in full effect. Jay and Silent Bob strike back, but with a reboot. And if you had an imaginary friend, would it be Adolf Hitler? You're listening to Humpcast.
Hit it already!
Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to turn everyone down real quick because all the spiky in this shit. My name is Garrett Lee. Welcome to Humpcast, everybody. The show where a couple of bloods get buzzed and get a sick fade with our MCU homies and the new guy, Blade. My name's Garrett Lee.
I'm Ryan D.
And today, we have a very, very special guest. Blanca. Blanca from the Street Fighter series. Vicky G. Word.
Yeah.
What up, girl?
What up?
Welcome to the party.
Oh, you're so excited to be here.
Right? I don't think.
I was dancing before the mic turned on. And now became introvert.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And just like every episode, we start off with an alcoholic beverage of some sort. And we have been blessed by you two bringing some shit. What are you all drinking?
Fucking
We are having the Shockwave German Colt.
Shockwave German Kolsch right now.
From
What is
Pacific
that?
Plate
What
Brewing.
is? What is it? What it is?
It is from Pacific Plate Brewing Company. We have a
Pacific
representative
Plate.
here. I'm wearing their T-shirt. Vicky is the representative, though. So shout out Pacific Plate.
I was like, are you gonna say anything about the beer?
Oh, I think to a pub pilsner or domestic beer that we have. So it's pretty light, crisp, refreshing. It's a perfect summer beer.
It's a solid Kolsch.
What's the ABV on that?
Solid blonde,
It's like a
German blonde.
5.1.
5.1.
Nice. That sounds good, Jill. I was actually just talking about a different Kolsch we had at one point. It was a very limited edition. Remember when we had the cucumber Kolsch from Kinetic? That it was very limited. I don't think they make it anymore.
Cucumber
at
batch.
all. Cucumber batch. That shit was awesome.
Shit was bomb.
We actually just won second place for best California. I don't know what competition. California
Well, that's good.
competition.
Get best California Kush.
Best
Second best.
best
Kolsch
beer
in
ever.
California.
Second place.
Second place and best beer ever. That's
Yeah.
not bad at all.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. And you brought me a present. What is this? What am I drinking?
You're drinking the Cup of Pure Awesomeness. That's Belgian Golden Strong Ale. It's about
It smells like
8.5%.
Jesus' jizz.
8.5%. Remember, you said you
Yeah.
like Belgians and you
It's a
haven't.
super. It's a
visit
super
yet.
Belgian-y.
Yes.
I like this. What?
Really popular beer.
So this is a new thing at Pack Plate? Or
No,
what?
it was formerly known as Copa de Oro
But nobody.
Copa de Oral
for you.
Yeah.
for me.
Yes.
I like that.
But everyone was like, "We don't speak that Mexican shit here."
Dude, this is smooth as fuck.
Yeah. It's one of our
It's like silky
most popular.
jizz.
It's been there for a while. When's the last time you went to the brewery?
I think the
Never.
last time I went was like the first time I went. To be honest, I was supposed to go today. In all honesty, because my friend wanted to go, and we just didn't end up going. But I think the last time I went was. I don't even remember. It has to
I
be
think you-
months for sure.
Yeah.
Less than 6 months.
I don't think so. I think it's been.
It's probably been more than that. I
Yeah.
think.
Are you sure? Nah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
I don't think
feel
you've been
like-
there since last summer. Honestly.
I don't think you've been there.
That's a
I think you've only
possibility.
been there once since I started working there, and it's been over a year.
Because we're already gonna celebrate the 6-year anniversary now.
Oh, dang. Felicidades, week.
Gracias, Pinocha.
Pinocchio. All right. Yeah. But either way, dude. Yeah. No. I should. So is this on tap right now?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, you
I
know,
want more.
since they closed down the Glendale location, they have more taps now. So
We
now,
have 16 beers on tap.
yeah, There's way more variety now. And
This is
I
good.
knew you'd love
let me
it.
get some.
No.
Please.
Oh. No, it's really good. I'm not like, bullshitting you. Like if you brought me a beer and I didn't really care for it, I'd be like, oh, that's nice. This is really good.
Yeah.
So you said it's the Panoche Belgian Golden Strong Ale, 8.5% alcohol by volume, packed plate. Check this shit out. If you're a fan of Belgians, this is very much like I want to say as smooth as a Delirium, but has a good amount of maltiness to it. So my two favorites, as far as Belgians go, are Delirium Tremens and the La Fin du Monde. And this is somehow some sort of like amalgamation of the two, because La Fin du Monde tends to be actually a little bit too bitey sometimes. And I would say, what is it? Tremens tends to be too carbonated and less on the flavor, more on the just carbonation. Like I feel like that's one of the most carbonated beers I've ever had. This is like right in the middle, where it's like super smooth, super silky. You get a good amount of malt flavor.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Granted, I'm drinking this out of this. I would imagine you poured it today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still, like it wouldn't lose a good amount of carbonation. This is good.
Nah. It did fall over in the car. That might have.
That's not gonna change much, if anything. But I'll kid you not. I'll probably finish it before we even start the first goddamn
You
story.
son
but
of a.
This is good. I'm just saying. Either way,
Okay.
I haven't seen both of you in forever. I haven't seen you, Vicky, in too long.
That's true.
What is up, girl?
Been
Your hair
working.
looks nice.
Thanks. It just sets it up.
Okay.
Been hiding. Just
Multi-pass.
working. Just really working. A lot.
Word.
I barely see her.
Yeah, he does. He does that at me.
I only see her at night, and since her days off are Tuesdays, so I'm always here on Tuesday.
Mm.
And then
That's why I hate you.
He's only been here twice in the last like 4 or 5 months.
it's true. And then I don't know, setting up. We got she's got office trivia going on this weekend.
Oh, cool. So you ran the trivia thing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be at Pack Play too, right?
Yes. Pack Play this Saturday,
Plug it.
6 p.m. I will be giving out a Dundee Award for the winners.
Mmm.
Did you? You're not a fan of The Office, are you?
Yeah. I am.
Oh,
I love The Office.
But not like you can win the trivia.
You'd be surprised at what I could win.
you couldn't win Simpsons trivia.
No, I definitely, hands down. Even like
Could
if you or anyone of my friends that claims Simpsons fandom went up against me, I guarantee you I wouldn't win. Office trivia, I would say you'd be surprised at what I could win.
I think I surprise myself sometimes with shit like that, like with The Office and well, Simpsons. I thought I didn't know shit, and then like
I would never like if I picked anyone, it would be you two for Simpsons trivia.
she's terrible at Simpsons trivia.
No, I'm not.
But you guys are big fans.
terrible.
Oh, okay,
I'm
so
terrible at all trivia.
Are you guys just people that like the shows but don't hold on to the aspects of it?
She doesn't hold on to like information, so it's like, so like I'll be able
Why do
to.
you think we're still together? We forget who he is
She's like,
every
who are
day.
you? We should date. We're engaged.
And she has to play. She has to play a videotape that I leave on the bed every morning.
You
Nice.
should make a movie about this.
Right? Yeah, after like you go on like 50 dates, we'll make one. I'll think of a title after that.
It's weird because I've been wanting to get my boat and just like sail to
Okay.
Antarctica.
That's so happening.
Do you remember? Actually, I don't even remember. You sailed to Antarctica?
He was like supposed to study like walruses or something, so that's why he was gonna like be on a boat. And then she like at the end she wakes up on a boat with the family.
Sade.
Weird. What the fuck was it? What were we saying? Oh well, because she trips out. Like my brain just kind of somehow like like you do too. Like I just hold on to useless facts sometimes.
You guys
Mhm.
do. You really
We do. You know what's
Fucking
funny?
Weird.
I love this meme that I looked up. I saw it recently. It's all like just one of those memes where it's completely text based, and it's literally it's like, hey, so and so, do you remember Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I remember that show. He's like, all right, do you remember his best friend and like the superhero he's obsessed with? He's like, yeah. His name's Sheen. And
Ultralord.
And Ultralord, yeah. He's like, okay, cool. What's my birthday? No, what's my birthday, Alex? Happy birthday. It was 2 weeks ago.
That was
That's
a meme
funny.
or a video?
That was a meme.
Okay,
But it was the
love
text. It was the text lines basically.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It's like you saw that and you're like, yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly
100%.
how our brains work.
Yeah.
It's. I'm like, wait, when's your birthday? It was like, it was 4 weeks ago.
Like
you
I could
were
tell
there.
I could tell you like I could tell you certain episodes and certain seasons and shit. Like I could even tell you like, oh, that's the episode where this happens and blah blah blah. That's
Word.
in season 13.
Yeah.
And then like she trips out on that sometimes like that, and then like I'll know like celebrity guests like on certain episodes too. Like oh yeah, that was when Conan O'Brien shows up or something like that.
Yeah, I
It's like-
can't remember celebrity things, but I will memorize lines. I'm really good with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lines are like.
That's because it's
yeah.
quotable moments.
But then you're like, oh yeah, you remember that time when like Michael Jackson voiced a character, but it wasn't actually Michael. It wasn't credited by him because he wasn't allowed to do it, but he did it anyway, and it was really weird. And then you found out that he was raping kids, but like for real. And then it got weird.
Well, she knows that one. That's a pretty good episode that you know very well. The Lisa's birthday.
I love it.
Yeah. I remember like the first time she met Bleeding Guns
Bleeding Gums
Murphy.
Murphy.
And I was grossed out like by the time when she touched his because I at that
His
point
reef?
no
Reef?
is that at that point I had seen people play saxophone and I understood how it worked, and I'm like, there's a porous like bamboo little thing right
Yeah,
there, and it's full of his germs, and you're touching it and his gums are bleeding. That is
Well,
so gross.
Yeah, all brass instruments are like that. I used to gross myself out when I played trumpet. I used to be in band in high school.
Yeah.
So-
Nerd.
And yeah, so after playing a few while, you do the spit valve, you hold it, and then just fucking.
Cum comes out, and you're like, oh
Yeah,
god.
so sometimes you could smell it too. Like if there's people next to you, it just smells like fucking spit.
Jizz.
It's
Ew.
nasty as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the violin. Didn't have to put my mouth on shit. I didn't want to.
Well, you did. You still had to suck cock to play violin, you know.
Congratulations. Do you feel good about that? Do you feel good about that joke?
I do. Well, I was gonna. Whatever, man. Times are changing. I couldn't
How
just.
do I
I
share?
That button that says share?
But then I'm sharing Ryan's post about Humpcast. I want to.
Oh, okay. Go to the actual video where it says is live now. Click on it, and then there's a turn the volume down because of your iPhone, and then there's a share button in the corner right here, and then you're sharing that video.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. Like. Okay, I actually know it's funny. I had this conversation with a lot of my friends this past weekend because I met a girl that reminded me of a porn star, and so it started. Someone brought it up like, oh, would you ever have sex with / date a porn star? Why or why
Have
not?
sex with? Absolutely. Date?
Yeah.
No.
And I'm in the same camp as you for reasons. Vicky, hypothetical question: would you have sex with, if you were single, obviously, have sex with / date a porn star? Like let's say it's like super dreamy,
Same thing.
super sex with yes, date no. Okay, fair enough. My friend said that one of his best friends dated a porn star, and it is the most awkward thing ever because everyone saw her work.
Yeah.
And then every time she's like, all right, guys, well, it was cool hanging out. I got to go to work. Everyone knew what she was talking about.
Gonna do.
And I'm like, ooh. But, and a lot of people, all the blowback from some of my coworkers was like, no, dude, that would be so dirty. And that's the thing that people think of. Like, bro, they're probably the most experienced, cleanest people you've ever had sex with because they have to get tested
Absolutely.
to work.
Yeah.
If
It's not dirty.
Not
It's-
at all.
It's just I'm not much of the jealous type, but like that's like come on, like you know that's what they do for a living is like there's a cock in their mouth.
Exactly, and you have to make that.
I couldn't be adult about it.
I could be adult about it.
No pun intended.
Hey, I could be adult about it entirely. Like we all have had. Like that's the thing that I think was weird when people assume that no one, not assume, but play. Like no one's had a fucking not background. Was it history?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, we're like, like now we're all in our late 20s. You expect the next person you hook up with to be a virgin?
Sure.
I'm like, no, they were balls deep in the worst shit that you've ever done in your life. But they chose you.
Right.
So congratulations.
Well, I've definitely heard of people, like, I don't know anybody personally, but I kind of do know somebody that actually was, like dating a porn star for a little while. I mean, no one, like, super famous, but, you know, she did porn. And
yeah,
like,
but that's it doesn't. I'm not talking about star. It doesn't matter. The famous part is more just like, would you date somebody that's literally that's their main income source of income is porn with other people?
Well, I think it takes a real sociopath to really get past it and be okay with it. Honestly, like this person wasn't like probably was pretty much this person that I'm talking about was a scumbag too. So like he didn't give a fuck at all about anything. Oh, and he probably didn't give a fuck about her. Period.
Yeah,
you know?
that's less of dating, more of like I'm gonna have sex with them
case.
until we break
Well,
up. Type of
You
thing.
can't say that all people that are dating porn stars are scumbags.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
No, he's saying this guy, right?
Oh, that guy in particular.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it.
I to be clear, I have no idea who he's talking about. So
It takes a big detachment, I think, of like being able to, I don't know. I couldn't what's the word I'm looking for? Compartmentalize like my feelings if we were actually like to be in a serious relationship. Like I'd have to get her to stop doing porn.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
All right, the comments are coming in. It's like it's just the second oldest job in the world. LOL. I'd have zero respect when we're intimate. Like
oh yeah,
yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Like you could just because you see what they've done before, so you're like oh well, this is all okay. Like you can just like
Pretend.
kick her in the leg and slap her in the back of the head. And
I'll be honest, I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but I think that comes from insecurities. To be honest, like if I would say that if there's someone, guy or girl, and they work in the adult film industry or whatever,
yeah,
that's straight up still an actor doing their acting job.
Yeah,
Granted, they
right.
might enjoy it a
You're
lot
right.
more.
Maybe the sex that you have with them is completely different.
But you can still switch gears. Yeah, like I've actually talked to certain people that have had sex for money and not for money, and they're like, it's still just like your mindset. Sometimes when you're getting paid for it, you hate it. When you're not getting paid for it, sometimes you love it.
It's exactly like my joke about Disneyland.
Oh yeah. And I think I've thought about that joke numerous times, but it's not like I guess like wearing someone out. Yeah, when they come home from a long day at work, same thing as anyone. But if they're in the mood and you're in the mood, I feel like it could be just as good as with anyone.
Sure.
If no one's worn out.
I don't know.
Or tired.
Be tough.
I agree with you. Which is why I would say I would never say I would never date someone like that.
But you kind of have to like understand where their goals are at too, because some like adult film stars like they pay their dues, they take dicks in the ass, and then they want to be producers, or like directors.
And there's so many so many people that it's kind of weird because I have this weird thing where it's like after I find someone and I'm like, okay, so what are they doing right now? And then I see that they're doing like producing work and other shit like that. I'm like, oh, respect, cool. It's like
Janet Jameson was like one of the first ones to like turn it into like a business, turn her career into like more than just getting fucked, and then more of like because then she came out with like her own lingerie line, her own she was like the first one to get like her pussy molded. She's just like, huh?
She was smart.
She was smart about it. She knew that it was a business and there was a way to make way more money than what she was making.
Yeah, I freak out.
That's what you hope that you're gonna be doing. If you're a porn star, you do something else from it. You get what you need from it, and then you do something better.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you want some just like brain dead pig who just loves sucking cock? I don't know.
Well, I would say that just like any industry, there's people in different camps.
Yeah.
I forget who the actual porn star was, but I saw one of those random memes that pops up where it's like, if you feel like weird, think about this girl, and it was a porn star who literally, her parents were on set multiple times, and then they managed her.
Yeah.
And she showed them her work before it went out, and I'm like, that's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And I'm like, wow. Like, but then you think about it, it's like, okay, that's just someone completely secure in their work, I guess.
Not really. I think there's some fucking
no,
weird. I think there's some diabolical, sad shit going on there.
Yeah.
That's also a big possibility. That's the thing. You can't claim to know someone's motives, but you can try and think of them. I guess that's just weird.
That's what my point is like there's such a long there's the spectrum of like, you know, like the business oriented ones and just like the ones who kind of are damaged, you know, like and so like that's where there's that stigma, right? Like with like porn, like people think that like strippers and porn stars are just like damaged
people.
goods, damaged people and whatnot.
And to be fair, there's a lot of people that were in the industry that came out as such. There's even been like multiple reality shows, interviews, etc.
Sure.
One of my favorite, I'll say it, like favorite porn stars for a while was Penny Flame, and then she was like came out as a sex addict, and she was like I could literally like I couldn't stop, and you kind of could tell from her work, I guess you could say. And it's like it's weird because it's like, you know, it's just like any job. You have people in different mindsets, different sort of things that they have to go through. But yeah, they're in that industry.
Right. I don't know how. Why do we always open up the show with like porn?
How did that start? Yeah, I was just wondering that.
Oh no, that was because we had a conversation. I just brought it up because I had a conversation with some of my other friends who I work with, and that's what it was. It was literally like, okay, it's super like has nothing to do with anything, but it was like, we don't get a lot of people that are our age and hot in my work. It's usually older people, or if they're our age, they're with their family. This is a straight date night, and this was one of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. And you know me, I'm not especially attracted to certain people. This was like the hottest Asian chick I've seen in my life.
You mean the chubbies?
No, she wasn't chubby at all. Yeah, you know, she was like just gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And so we all noticed her. Whenever anyone comes in that's that hot, we all like basically like, if you see table 13, blah blah blah. And it was just amazing. She was just on a date night, and it was really cool. And then I was like, you know what? She reminds me of a porn star.
Oh, that's how that started.
And then we started talking about that. Yeah. But she reminds me of, and for you listening and watching right now, if you want to Google Honey Gold, she basically looked like her, but with a nicer face and bigger tits.
Whoa.
Yeah. Check out Honey Gold.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what she looks like, but it's just funny to say. That's a big compliment for somebody who does porn.
Yeah.
Somebody who already does porn and they're prettier than that person.
They're prettier. Like this girl, or this woman was, and I think she was
not that all porn stars are pretty. But
no. But she was like a star versus like just does porn.
Yeah.
But she was prettier than a porn star.
Roger said that he drove April O'Neil when he was driving for Lyft.
And here's the thing, April O'Neil, I think is one of those porn stars where I'm like, I get it, like she has a nice body, I don't like her face, and then she had her like this weird tooth thing that I didn't like. It's weird, like to say.
I wasn't looking at her teeth.
That's what I'm saying. I have this weird thing in my face or in my brain where I'm just like, can't do it.
My teeth are up here.
I mean, when the Ninja Turtles were all jizzing on her, like.
Oh yeah, I remember. That's what you fucking showed me. I was like, I remember her.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But anyway, we can get in the story, or do you guys have anything cool going on?
Well, Vicky, I just took Vicky finally to see Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, finally. All right. So how was Tobey
She fell
Maguire?
asleep through it.
I didn't fall asleep to it. I almost did.
Almost?
Mm-hmm. I was really fucking tired. I was really, really tired. But it was good. It was amazing.
It was amazing Spider-Man.
Hey. This guy.
Okay, that's it?
That's it? That's your review?
That's your review?
All right. See you later, guys.
All right. That was exciting.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Babe, can you give me a beer? Since you're not going to review the movie.
That was the show, you guys.
Oh,
That was the show. That was it.
After the second viewing, I thought, for me, there was a lot of little things that I noticed after like reading, I read like a couple things about like Easter eggs and whatnot, and then like watching it again.
So we're gonna get into
and there's
some
so
Spider-Man.
And there's so
Far
much.
From Home
There's so much
spoilers
foreshadowing after you know what the ending is.
True. And I find that so interesting with certain movies.
Whatever.
I find that so interesting with a lot of these movies. Like I remember not the first one, but more recently, you can think of Jordan Peele's Us. Once you find out what the twist is,
Yeah.
then you're like, oh shit. The second time you watch it, you're like, you got to pay attention to
Yeah.
certain things.
Which is like that's brilliant writing, you know, because like when you're watching it for the first time and you don't know what's gonna happen. Thank you. You don't expect that twist or whatever. I mean, like anybody who knows anything about comics, like we all knew, you know, Mysterio, he's a villain.
Well, yeah.
You
But
know.
it was more so less of if he's a villain, more of how he's going to turn
Sure.
into the villain.
Yeah.
Like I think the biggest
I mean,
the biggest twist they could have come up with was he wasn't a villain. If that were true.
That's what I was saying for a minute when I was watching the movie. I'm like, we're like an hour in, and
He
he's
looks
a
like
good,
a
maybe
good
he's a
dude.
good guy from another universe, you know?
Yeah, no, you're like, wow, is that and you're like, is that the twist?
Maybe we get a. That's what I was in my head. I started going
And
like, maybe we get a different one from like
that's
this universe.
what I was thinking. I was like, what if he's actually a good Mysterio and then
gets killed by
the
the bad
actual
one.
Mysterio comes in, like a different Mysterio comes from a different multiverse universe, kills him, and then he's the villain.
Sure.
But you're in your head, you're like, he was a good guy. Iron Man was a good guy. Why are all these good guys getting killed and shit like that? I was with you on that one. It was for a split second. I was like, yeah, is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and then the whole. I mean, I don't want to get into I don't want to get spoilery, but there's
I kind of did a spoiler alert if you want to.
there's a twist at the end, second post credit scene, and that gets toyed with a lot if you know what the ending is.
Mm-hmm.
So like second viewing, every time Nick Fury said something,
You're looking at it like,
yeah, I was like, that makes sense.
and I agree with you. That ties into exactly the same thing. That's just like, if you know the twist, you're like, oh shit, that's way different.
Yeah.
I
So like
wish-
literally all of Nick Fury's lines, if you listen to them in the movie after the second viewing, after you know the twist.
But here's an even bigger twist. How much of other things are different because of that? You don't know exactly when the twist
Right. You know, we don't know the timeline of
started.
Yeah. Well,
And what if a lot of other things were twisted?
I'm gonna go ahead and say he must have been around for the giant war that happened. that
He was dusted, bro. Someone was.
Well, that's what I mean.
Actually, no. What's weird? No, dude. Okay, and
what if the
he was dusted, but
but he wasn't dusted.
Yeah. I get it. We're not like, even though I gave the spoiler warning, we're trying to like hold off. Even though a ton of you could probably guess. Either way, yes, I get what you're saying.
I missed
That would
the
be so
ending
interesting.
credits. I think I fell asleep.
No, I had to.
How do you even fall asleep?
I had to just tell her what happens because she didn't want to stay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why?
I don't know. I was super fucking tired.
Mm.
Had a long day.
And you weren't even as excited about like the J. Jonah Jameson thing.
Bro.
I don't think you understand
I was like,
Bro.
I was dying. I was dead.
You're fucked up.
I was
You're
dead.
fucked up now. All right. Moving forward.
But what a way to keep us invested, though. Like, you know, after the crescendo of Endgame, and then like, you're like,
Good word.
do I care that much after this? You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna can I really follow the rest of these stories and still be as excited? You know, because that was such an epic lead up. You know.
Yeah.
And then it's like then Spider-Man just like sets you up with like, you're like, holy shit, now I need to know what happens.
So
you know?
here's something that we're gonna talk about later. There was no mention of Spider-Man in the slate that was announced for Marvel. No mention of it, Spider-Man.
Right. So do you think they're keeping that a secret?
We'll talk about. I was gonna say that was just more of an anticipation sort of thing. We're gonna talk about the slate that was dropped, but there was no mention of a Spider-Man movie.
Right. But
Oh,
yeah, I
Renee
know.
said hi. Hi, Renee.
That's crazy. Hi, Renee. Either way,
Not really, though. I mean, because they're probably gonna have to set up a lot going on with all these other characters. Because what I'm thinking is they're gonna do a new Avengers, right? At some point.
probably. We'll get into that later. Either way, I just want to segue into the fact that we're going into entertainment news, and I really love this beer. I'll be honest. Like, I'm surprised at how much I like this beer.
Have you tried this one?
I've been trying to get you to have that beer for a long time. Oh, actually, we didn't have it.
I'm just gonna say that Ryan stopped
around
you, and I
December.
hate you for something.
It was all right.
I may have some news for you. Go ahead.
Entertainment news, everybody. This just broke out.
That is a scientific fact, huh?
I'm not gonna get to this story. I have a question for you. News story that'll make you guys a little bit tingly in the fans. Okay, we need to move on from that. I need to get away from that real quick.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears.
Yes, I intended on hitting that button because it's about goddamn time. The Endgame, the phase of the Endgame and the Marvel Cinematic Universe has officially wrapped up. I'm hitting the wrong fucking dimmer, this one. And in Comic-Con, they have addressed some Endgame stuff, and they have also announced more of their next phase shit. So we're gonna jump straight into it. First and foremost, Comic-Con shit. Let's keep on going with what we talked about. But first, the Spider-Man. Spider-Man Far From Home is the end of Phase 4 and end of Phase 3. Phase 4 was announced at Comic-Con, but to answer a lot of what you were saying, I do not think that this is everything that they're gonna have.
I don't think so either.
Wait, so it's not the end of Endgame?
No.
This is the end. The Infinity Saga is officially over.
Oh.
Over, yeah. But what they announced during Comic-Con, I do not think is the entire thing that we're gonna get.
I think they just announced the Disney Plus shit. And plus all this stuff is gonna, when it drops, they're gonna drop full seasons, right? So
So there's a few things. Interestingly enough, this is the first one. Obviously, you have Disney Plus as their new streaming service, but half of these were basically Disney Plus streaming service series, not movies.
yeah.
So
I'd say more than half. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let me control this.
It says it at the bottom there.
Yeah. Disney Plus, you're closer. I can't read this right now.
So Disney Plus is the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's gonna be Marvel's What If, Hawkeye, Loki, and WandaVision.
Yeah. But Black Widow has a movie. The Eternals is going to be a movie. Shang-Chi is going to be a movie.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness will be a movie.
And that's it.
And
Thor.
And Thor: Love and Thunder, which a lot of people
What
got
is that?
buzz
Does
on.
that say 2021?
You are way closer.
I can't see it. It's really small.
No, even I can't see that one.
Can
right
you
now.
zoom in on that? Zoom in on the page.
If I knew how to do that.
Right here. Click this. Zoom.
Zoom.
I'm fucking blind, so I do this all the time. Okay.
Oh, okay. No, on my other computer, it's Control Scroll. This I have no idea.
So just make the window a little bit bigger.
Fucking Macs, bro. That's my friend was telling me how to put up a widget on their Mac, on their
2021.
iPhone, and I'm
You don't have to-
like
you don't
trying
have
to do a widget.
I don't have to see the ad. Just
No, I know.
It's
I was
November.
just telling you a story. I was trying to do
Okay,
a
okay.
widget on an iPhone. I'm like, I don't think you get widgets. Do you get widgets on iPhones?
no, we don't do widgets.
Oh, you guys are bitches. All right, so November
What are widgets?
2021.
Well, kind of. We have like these shortcuts, like on this, like there's like a
No,
shortcut.
okay, so she was basically telling me, she's like, I'm
Like
kind
this
of.
shit?
Yeah, the kind of. Yeah, how do you do that?
It's just all on the left side. So like, this is the home screen.
Yeah.
These are my apps. But if I want to just go to the shortcuts, I just go left.
How do you set up a shortcut?
In the settings. It's all your Siri settings.
Do you have to go to Siri settings, or is there a
Siri and search, yeah, because that's
you click on that and then you can
all shortcuts. See?
you can add things?
Yeah.
Okay, because I showed her. She's like, how do you stay organized? And as somebody who does Samsung, I have my Galaxy where it's like I have my calendar as my main widget. It takes up literally half of my screen. Then I have all of my social media and all of my other things that I need in folders right here and Google. I don't even need to switch this unless I'm looking for a Lyft ride or food.
Well, that's
or
why all my
whatever.
all my shit's right here, but I also have this toolbar down here too. So like
Yeah.
I got this and then this. And that usually if I like for all the apps that I use a lot are usually right here.
Hmm.
And then like that, like see that's my calendar.
Yeah.
Dodger game.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I keep my calendar right here. So when I turn my phone on, that's the first thing I see is what I need to do today.
Yeah.
And it's different with iPhone. Like I can't figure out. I don't think you have widgets, but you have shortcuts.
Yeah.
Got it.
You have calendars too, and then reminders.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
like-
all that shit too, but like, see, like, but this is, I set this up so that way, if I ever want to, like, look, I can see like top headlines, I can see the Dodger score,
Yeah.
I can see like, and then my apps.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Going back, back to this. The biggest headlines I think were for Thor: Love and Thunder, which was announced that Natalie Portman would reprise her role as Jane Foster, but it's taking up the storyline in the comic books where Jane Foster, who is a character in the comics, does gain the power of Thor.
Right.
What'd you think about that shit?
I think it's dope.
Yeah.
I think
pretty
the
exciting.
storyline's really cool. I think that Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman, has not been done justice. However, Taika Waititi is set to reprise his role as director for this movie versus the first two Thor movies, which were arguably the worst movies in the MCU.
I just got paid, yo.
Oh, congratulations on money.
All right, we're out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
Take it
Sorry.
out of here.
I'm listening. I just got the email. That's all.
But either way, Taika Waititi directed Thor film, definitely. Taika Waititi directed Thor film with Natalie Portman. I'm in. Natalie Portman or Taika
I
Waititi.
thought you like Natalie Portman.
No, I like her as an actress. I'm saying she has not done any justice to Jane Foster as a character.
I tried watching.
but
I
also
watched.
she hasn't been given enough.
Yeah, I
to
hear
work
you,
with, I think.
definitely. Well, that's why I watched Thor 2 again.
Mm-hmm.
It's much better than I remember. But like, remember I told you it was the most forgettable one.
Yeah.
But that's why I liked what is it like? It's Endgame so much too, is because like it's such a deep cut movie that no one remembers that they had to go back to.
Yeah.
And then it just made me go. It made everyone go, "Fuck! I gotta watch Thor 2 again. I don't remember that shit."
Yeah, I agree with you. And but Taika Waititi is an amazing director, and we're going to talk about him later on too, because he has a story with another film that has nothing to do with the MCU. But either way, if Jane Foster is going to be played by Natalie Portman again and be seemingly a main character, I would want Taika to be the director.
Pretty excited that they're finally going to give her the opportunity to show what
Yeah.
she's
Well, now she's
capable
gonna
of,
be
you
a
know?
hero. I mean, now she'll be.
We don't know hero probably, but I'm just saying like.
I mean, but that means she must.
She's
have,
gonna get the power of
let's-
Thor, and you get Taika directing her and
Come
giving
on,
her
dude.
enough.
So of
to
course
work
they're
with.
probably gonna give her
Hero.
like three
Hero.
fucking movies like in the next phase.
She Thor, bro.
It'll just be Thor.
Well, yeah. Dude, what if? Okay, so
No,
what
Renee
if?
asked.
So
is
slight,
Hulk coming out in the new
slight
Thor?
spoilers for Endgame.
What? Hold on. What?
What'd you say?
Renee asked, is Hulk coming out in the new Thor? Oh, wait.
I don't
Hulk?
know. Probably not.
We haven't heard shit about Hulk.
That's right. What about Hulk?
Haven't heard anything.
He needs a new movie.
Well, here's the thing. So he's not allowed to have a movie distributed by Disney/Marvel.
Oh, because he's like Warner Brothers or
He's
something.
owned by Universal. As far as
Universal.
this, that's why he's allowed to be a character in movies, but not a standalone movie that's not
So
distributed
we
by
got news
Universal.
for Universal.
Yeah,
to come out.
that's why
kind of weak.
the last thing you saw was with Edward Norton as a standalone, but it was distributed by Universal, and they have the rights until whenever it comes up.
I'm really excited about this. What if though? That could be a really
Yes.
cool show.
So here's my hypothesis. To be honest,
Here's my hypothesis.
To be honest, here's my hypothesis. To be honest,
Huh?
Good night,
that
Garrett.
what if could be
8.5.
amazing. Could be amazing,
Or it could be shitty. Obviously.
or it's a decoy.
A decoy.
You remember when they announced like their slate a long time ago? It's like Captain America, Serpent Society, and shit like that.
They did. I know.
They've announced multiple things that have not come to fruition.
Yeah.
And I think that this what if could. I'm not saying
Could be
definitely will. Could be a very surprise.
I don't think so because they really talked about. I mean, in depth about what the show's going to be on Disney Plus.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. You go for it then. I don't know what they said.
Because the whole Marvel What If thing, it's supposed to be multiverse like play arounds. Like, so they're gonna play around with the ideas of
Dick.
like
Multi-dick.
what if
Multi-dick.
what if somebody else got bit by the radioactive spider? What like there's like a Spider Hulk like in certain versions of.
Well, that's the thing. I understand what the comic what ifs are, but did they actually say who's cast? Did they actually say anything?
No, they haven't said any of that stuff. But like
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what they're saying that the TV show's going to be.
That's pretty cool.
I'm
That they're going to play around with the ideas of the other comics.
I'm
the
saying
what-if
I'm putting my hat in right now that it could be not a MacGuffin. What is it? The herring, red herring. I think that it could be. This is a slot that we're gonna announce later that you're not gonna even see coming.
I'm saying that 2 movies a year is kind of light for Marvel.
No, absolutely. There is 100% gonna be more shit announced and released than what is on the slate during this phase.
Because
100%.
And look at this. This is the only one coming out that summer.
I'm willing to bet everything I own on that fact.
And they'll probably push that one up too. Because remember, that's what they did for fucking Endgame.
Yeah. Exactly. But as for, we're just gonna talk about the slate that we have.
What?
Stupid Renee. He keeps commenting. He said, "What if Pata Blanca plays Magneto?"
What if, bro? What if?
What do you think? Okay, okay. You want to go into my theories for a
Sure.
second? So, Black Widow, whatever. I don't think we're gonna get anything out of that movie.
I
Besides,
disagree.
really?
I think.
I mean, we'll get a cool post-credit scene that'll tie it into something, but I don't.
No,
think
I think we're
it's
gonna
be
get
an origin story.
No, it's gonna be a backstory that leads into stuff that has much more weight to it in that we didn't. It's one of those things. It's like we existed the entire time, but you just didn't know about us because we didn't tell that story. It's gonna be. There's gonna be stuff. There's gonna be characters
Like
for
what?
sure.
What do you mean?
No characters for sure. I'm saying not Scarlett Johansson.
Maybe Skrulls.
I heard Taskmaster.
Oh,
I heard a Black Widow essentially academy, where there's multiple Black Widows,
well, that's
Oh,
what
that's
that's what
pretty cool.
we've always assumed.
and other shit like that. But Taskmaster for sure was.
So you think there might be others like her out there?
I think that there are,
Well,
and I think
she
it's going to be.
talks about
It's
that,
one of
I
those things
think.
where, like, I think what do you call it? Captain Marvel. You're like, oh, scrolls are a thing,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, they were just here the entire time. We just never mentioned them.
Right.
And then all of a sudden in Spider-Man, oh, scrolls.
Okay.
You guys remember scrolls?
I don't even know what the fuck the Eternals are, honestly. Can you
Eternals?
Google it?
I could. I could tell you about them though. So
I trust Google.
No,
more.
Google.
Okay. I
kidding,
will.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Google
Go ahead.
Eternals. No, I'm gonna do it.
Go
I'm just
on.
kidding. Go ahead.
The Eternals.
The Eternals 4? We're already fucking...
We're already there. Is a fictional
Wow.
species of humanity appearing in an American comic book published by Marvel Comics. They are described as an offshoot of the evolutionary process that created sentient life on Earth. All right, so it doesn't say right there, but essentially when they created life, you have humans, you have Eternals, and you have...
So the Hulk is part of the Eternals?
No, it's just a picture.
He's right there in that one, too.
I know. Eternals are essentially, think of superpowered humans that live forever, essentially. But there's a lot less
You
of
mean
them.
superhumans?
Yeah. But they're superer than superhuman. Or
Okay, what are the heroes? Because I don't know.
these are some that I
Are
personally
they like
haven't-
super deep cuts that I probably don't even know?
They're very deep cuts, to be honest. I think if I named some of the most notable ones, you probably wouldn't have heard of any of them, in all honesty.
Is it Moon Knight?
No, not Moon Knight. Moon Knight's completely different. I'm gonna look if there's a list of them. Eternals members.
There we go.
Boom.
Jack Kirby, huh?
Icarus,
Icarus?
Ajax, Ceres,
Cersei? These are all fucking...
Cersei.
These are
No,
all...
that's the thing. So
Greek
basically, all
gods.
these mythologies were based off of these creatures? Question mark. But essentially,
Athena.
they were just early humans that have superpowers,
Oh.
and they don't die. But all of these close. I'm trying to think, see if
that's
any
kinda
of them.
cool. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're basically Greek gods that
they were what were the Greek gods were based off of.
in the Marvel universe.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
And I don't think you've heard of any of these. In all
Oh,
honesty.
look, Uranus.
Well, I mean, in God of War, I have Kronos,
Yummy.
El Vampiro. It's a Mexican. Oh, we're finally gonna get a
El
Mexican.
Vampiro.
Eternal with Mexican features who masquerades as a vampire.
His role as a wrestler. He's
Yes,
gonna get
in Los Angeles.
we're gonna get a fucking. Why we need that guy?
I agree. But
Click him.
exciting.
Click El Vampiro. I need him.
I need him.
Click on it. Yeah.
El Vampiro.
But we have for sure.
Where'd he go?
Angelina, I don't know. I clicked on it. I don't know where it's gone. Angelina Jolie. You have Kumail Nanjiani. Okay, I can't say his name. Nanjiani. And you have Millie Bobby Brown, also in the Eternals.
I saw something about Salma Hayek as well. No?
I haven't heard that, but possibly.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why I clicked it and it didn't lead to anything.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie really portrays herself as a goddess anyway.
I agree. And have you seen Maleficent?
Yeah. No, I haven't, but I love what she's done with the character. I've never actually watched the movie. I've seen I've seen it on TV, seen it on TV and shit.
Got it. Okay. Yeah,
she's brilliant. I mean, she's brilliant. I wouldn't.
I haven't seen her a lot
Not
lately, to be honest. So yeah, we'll check.
She's fucking amazing, no matter what.
Word. All right, moving forward.
Wait, we're not done yet.
What do we
go back to the fucking timeline? We were still talking about theories.
Oh, got it. Where is
Blade. Oh wait, was that your next thing?
Blade's on there.
Blade's not on here.
Blade's after this. So Blade was officially said will be in phase 5, which right now this was the announcement for phase 4.
Okay, but that's a standalone movie though. That's a standalone movie.
As for what they said,
I'm saying
Blade is set for phase 5.
I'm saying
later.
I'm saying multiverse
of Madness.
Of Madness is his introduction.
I agree with you. I do.
I think Doctor Strange finds his way into a place where fucking vampires exist and whatnot.
I think he finds his way into a lot of different things and leaves the door open for things that we have not been introduced yet.
So that's why we'll get Blade, and then we'll probably get the Fantastic Four introduction through that too.
And mutants. He said Kevin Feige said the word mutants.
True.
I'm saying Doctor
Strange. So what are we
Strange.
gonna do? I mean, but why would they put it? I don't think they would put it all in one. I mean, maybe in the Eternals we might get. Maybe we'll get Apocalypse.
It's very possible.
It would make sense.
We
in
could
the
get
Eternals
Apocalypse in the Eternals.
In the original X-Men, they always brought up the Eternals. And
What do you mean by Apocalypse?
Apocalypse, the first mutant.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because Apocalypse is obviously a thing in DC, so I was thinking that. Yes, the first mutant. I agree with you. It could be a possibility if they go that way. However, the MCU has drastically taken liberties with comic book lore, so they don't have to use that at all. I agree with you that the easiest thing that they could do, and the thing that I see the most, is that Doctor Strange multiverse
or WandaVision
of Madness. Well, they've announced that Wanda is in Doctor Strange, and these two tied together. WandaVision and Doctor Strange tie together.
WandaVision. It sounds like a fucking...
It does, right? It says, ready for WandaVision. You have, these glasses. Yeah. Either way, they said that they tie together. And I think that it's going to be a thing where Wanda literally discovers how powerful she can be. Because in the comics, she is way more powerful than she is in the MCU.
I mean, she's right up there with,
she can change the literal fabric of...
Right, she's right up there with the Phoenix.
Yeah. And so I would say that she could discover that, change it, and then Doctor Strange is the person that's to fix it, but in process leaves these doors open to Blade, to Fantastic Four, to the X-Men.
Sick that we're gonna get Blade in this universe, dude.
Right, bro? Nah, that's the wrong song. What is it? What is the Blade song?
Wanda in.
Yeah, Wanda.
The study of WandaVision. It's first grade stuff.
Wandology?
Bruh. Here we go. Fuck you, ad.
God damn ads.
I know. But I would definitely be interested in a brand new Blade universe. What is this ad?
This commercial's really gay, dude.
It's Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, I get it. Where's your sword?
My pants. I don't want to get pulled, but that's the best song ever. I have this awesome mix of Sandstorm and the Blade song and a bunch of other shit, house techno songs from the early 2000s.
That was the first Coachella set.
Yeah, exactly, and I fucking love it so much. But yeah, the Blade song is timeless. I think it's
dude!
close to
I just want to see Blade with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
I want to see Blade with Spider-Man.
Why?
Hunting fucking Morbius.
They already have a Morbius movie in the works.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Bruh. But it could very well be the way that they are at least describing how the Joker movie comes out, where it has no ties to anything.
What?
I mean,
Wait, is it from Sony? What,
Yeah.
the Morbius movie?
So Morbius is owned by Sony.
Fuck Sony! Stop doing this to me.
Venom, and Morbius and Spider-Man are owned by Sony right now.
Well, I understand that.
No, I'm just saying, like, they don't have to play if they don't want to. Which is what I'm saying.
so fucked.
Spider-Man, they've made the good decision that Spider-Man's in the MCU. Venom currently is not. However, they can move him into it due to the multiverse thing.
We'll see what happens with that. But like, I honestly don't even give a fuck about Venom anymore. I want Morbius. I want fucking Blade hunting Morbius in the Spider-Man universe.
I agree.
Vicky looks so dumb. Morbius is a vampire character that's Spider-Man.
I'm a
He's
vampire.
Spider-Man villain. He's a Spider-Man villain, and then he meets Blade because Blade shows up trying to kill him.
So is
Yeah.
that a crossover at some
Yeah.
point? That's pretty cool.
Word. But Mahershala Ali with as Blade, I'm in. Although I 100% want and assume Wesley Snipes is going to make a cameo.
Oh, for sure. Those movies weren't bad.
Not at all.
No,
No.
they were great. I just
I've
watched a few.
the only thing is Blade 3 Trinity has gotten cheesy remarks, and I get it. I see it, but still good movie.
Isn't that the name of the third Matrix? What was the third Matrix? Revolutions. That's right.
No, yeah. But Trinity was
the character.
they met Dracula.
Oh, okay, okay.
Once you include Dracula, I've never watched a series that includes Dracula. We're like, oh, this is the best thing. No, Dracula is so steeped in lore that it becomes cheesy.
Yeah,
I watched.
yeah.
I just watched it too. I liked it. It was
You know what? You know what movies never get old for me?
What?
Those fucking those underworld movies.
Agreed.
Like, I don't know why. Like,
I love underworld.
as cheesy as they are. Like, they're still badass to me. Like, I could still sit and watch like any of them.
Same. Agreed. I love all of those. I don't know what it is. It's the mythology and the lore that I'm just like, I'm in.
And
I like all of
and
it.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing at all. With your favorite homie, Pete Davidson.
Oh my God!
All right, moving on.
Don't. Why did you remind me?
Because that's who I am. All right, we had a trailer. Moving on from Comic-Con, or should we? Let's see, what else is in there? Oh, we didn't talk about Thor. No, we did kind of. Yeah, with Natalie Portman as Thor. That's gonna be interesting.
That's exciting. But that's what I'm saying is like I feel like this is just a whole setup for like. But this is where everyone's kind of like. That's why I'm saying I don't. I feel like the hype is gonna eventually start to die down, and like super fans, and like all of us are still gonna love going to these movies and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
But like they're gonna turn off a lot of people by doing like, doing a lot of the switch over gender roles and stuff like that.
I agree, especially because they're. I mean, they're.
I think they're sick. I don't fucking.
They're at the frontier of what change needs to be with public media, and I understand that they have to do a lot of these things.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good idea for them to do. Too. I'm not
it's great.
against any of it, especially with they announced Valkyrie as being the first openly LGBT.
She's like a lesbo or something.
TQ,
Or she's
XYZ
she's
hero.
She's supposed to be like they're saying she's gonna be like
She's poly and bi.
she's polyamorous. So like not polyamorous. What the fuck is it? I don't fucking know.
Bi-
She'll like she will have sex with any species in the galaxy basically.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much.
So it's poly.
God. Yeah. Well, yeah. Poly is open to everything.
That's what that means, right?
Yeah.
Like
Polywog.
Poly.
Polyworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polygon, Paragon. What's the
Exactly.
fucking Pokemon?
Polyworld.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
the other one. No, the one that looks.
Polywag. Polygon.
That's what I said, Polygon.
Poly
Yeah.
buckets.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I didn't know what you have Poliwhirl, which is a Pokemon, and you
Yeah,
have
no,
Poliwag.
Polygon.
Polygon.
The one that can morph into anything.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, so can Polygon.
Ditto. All right. Either way, I'm like, it sounds cool, and like, it's not something any of us who pay attention and are open enough to, and our mindsets to, didn't see coming.
What's that?
I think there was a lot of articles when Thor Ragnarok came out that
Well,
she was already like,
Also,
she was like not into Thor or necessarily, or she was like, she's into different things, and I'm like, all right, cool, this is probably gonna be MCU's first queer character, and
But-
then it just didn't, they wasn't
Well, that's not what I'm
specify
talking
it.
about. I'm talking about Jane Foster being Thor. Remember all the backlash, because this was right around the time that Marvel was bought by Disney.
Uh-huh.
That in the comics, but which had happened before, but for some reason they did a reissue of Jane Foster as Thor, and they put out all the new artwork, and everyone fucking went bananas.
Yeah.
Fucking Disney's changing everything, and fucking equal. You know, like they just blew their fuck. But the thing is, like they did that like in the early '90s as well. You know what I
But
mean?
they're losing their minds now.
Yeah. Well, and that's why they're blaming. But like, okay, I guess what my point is that because Disney has definitely been pushing the envelope for like, you know, switching the gender roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the comic books, especially. I mean, not Disney, I guess, but like Marvel has. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, even like even the fact that we have a Spider-Gwen in
Nice.
Into the Spider-Verse, like that's
I love Spider-Gwen.
that's kind of crazy
I
because that's a new
love
character
Spider-Gwen.
that was
Yeah.
just introduced like maybe 10 years ago. Like no one's really that familiar with that character enough for, you know, so that's why it's kind of I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think if anyone who's an actual fan of comics, no matter what, throughout time, they've always done these things where someone is different than the norm. A character is different than what you expect them to be.
Yeah.
And
Comic
so
books are going to evolve they're going to continue to make more.
and as such, comic book movies should also go with them.
Yeah.
Like it should. Like this is the thing that the goal I believe is that this shouldn't be news.
Well,
This shouldn't.
Yeah.
and that's the thing is like everyone all of a sudden wanted to claim that they're comic book fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because of these movies. And because they love the movies, they're like, "Oh yeah, well, like, you know, that's not how it is." And then it's like but the like true comic book fans are like, "Yeah, it is." Like, you know, you ever read like this one? This one,
Read
like
a comic
yeah,
book.
dude, like this shit happens all the time. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like,
Exactly.
They don't have to read comic books to be fans of the movies, so.
no,
I
of course, but
agree.
I'm saying what I'm
But
saying
to
is
understand the groundwork of stuff that has happened prior to and what things
Oh,
are
yeah.
based off of.
Yeah.
yeah, what I'm saying is like people will watch the movies and then they'll be like, that never happens in the comics, not even knowing that actually it does. You know, like the way the genders have been.
One of my
switched
favorite memes too is actually contrary to that too. It's like there was a meme where it's like a guy saying, if you think that Harley Quinn was just what you see in Batman the animated movies or animated series, you should look in the comics.
Well,
Like
she
she's
was-
way but we all know like wait a second.
right.
Homie, like, and that was someone who's
Yeah,
big.
time out.
Time the fuck out. I was like, she was not
She was
invented.
she was
until
made for the animated
yeah,
series, and then the
exactly.
comic books came out.
And that's the whole thing. Is like people are on these high horses where they're going to be right about certain things. Where it's like, no, it's like just understand certain things. There are plenty of amazing characters that weren't invented until after the comics.
But it's like you and
for an example, you have Harley Quinn and Batman Beyond. Both of them are amazing characters,
God, I love Batman
not
Beyond so
invented
much.
until after the comics. They were originally part of animated cartoons.
Speaking of which, I got 2 new comics I haven't read.
They're in the car.
Yeah, I need to read them.
That's Spider-Gwen. But I don't want to read it until I get the first issue. Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen?
Mm-hmm.
Probably like $20 now.
No, it's like 10. I looked it up.
Also, James Cameron congratulates Avengers Endgame for finally beating the Avatar.
You know
in
they
the box
needed
office.
they needed a positive statement from his fucking bitch ass.
Oh, absolutely.
He probably hates the idea.
No, I agree. Because I believe he's actually said
He's
put-
come out.
put-
He's
put
come
out
out and
statements.
said shit about the Marvel movies like that. He
But now the Avatar series is owned by Disney, which is also the owners of
That's
Avatar.
right. And when are we gonna see these fucking sequels we've been hearing about for the past 25 fucking years?
2027,
Like Jesus Christ,
2049, 26,
so ridiculous.
2069.
And Disney World has a fucking Avatar land, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is Avatar?"
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. When did that come out?
The Avatar land just opened, like just a couple years ago.
But when the movie came
The
out,
fucking movie came out like 2008.
yeah. So y'all motherfuckers need to get on that.
And by the way, have you watched it recently? Like,
No.
who gives a fuck, really? Like, it's not.
Which one?
It was only Avatar. Like, it was only
No.
groundbreaking.
Avatar 2 release date.
It was only groundbreaking because of the fucking 3D technology. By the way, we watched it and we watched.
2021.
What the fuck?
The end of
That's
2021.
in 2 years.
The end of 2 years.
That's ridiculous.
I agree. This shit needs to come out hard or not at all.
That's what I say all the time.
On blast, bro.
That
On
is
blast.
ridiculous, dude.
Something your dick doesn't do.
I don't know. I don't condone this.
Whoa. So proud.
All right. That was it. We talked about Blade. We talked about Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, Snoochie Boochies.
Snooch to the boot. Shingity shnicker schnoik.
That's still one of my favorites, dude. I follow this YouTube channel called. It's just like movie clips.
They don't look
Yeah.
so bad.
So they always.
He does.
Well,
I think Jason Mewes looks worse than Kevin Smith.
he's white. I mean, they're both
And
white.
also,
but
I think mostly it's because he's had his teeth done,
he has
and you
teeth
can
on,
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks like any old white guy with his teeth done, with these veneers that look like they aren't normal teeth,
Yeah.
and they're there. So, but either way, besides that, I get
Dude, Shannon Elizabeth
Dude,
looks.
she is hot as fuck.
Really? I thought she was wrinkly as shit.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Maybe she
I
looks
thought I
older.
was like, wow, you're still good.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying she's not still hot, but she
Older?
she aged a lot.
Bro, she was
Well, she was already like
crush
20. She was already like 20 something. Like
when
she was in, like,
American
yeah.
Pie. That was that 2008.
That fuck no, dude. American Pie was like
What am I talking
2000.
about?
Dude, 2002 probably.
Word. Let me see.
Look it up. 2000. I'm gonna say 2000. No, 2000. 2000. Hold on. Wait.
It's already there, bro.
Oh,
1999.
99.
Damn, bro. American Pie, 1999, and that's the release date.
Look up how old she
She
is.
probably
right now.
filmed it in 1997 or 8.
Look up how old she is right now. She's got to be 40.
I think she's 45.
All right.
At least 40.
45.
Oh,
On the dot.
Okay,
Congratulations.
so she looks great for being 45. I guess.
Dude, I agree. Yeah. She looked great.
You know who still looks the same?
Yes, I agree. Jason Biggs.
The fucking
in the
pie
trailer,
fucker.
The pie fucker. Looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Rosario Dawson doesn't age
Oh,
either.
Rosario Dawson doesn't age either.
I
yeah.
love
Big
I love her.
Me
big
too, she's
surprise.
my
Let's talk
favorite.
about that
So
trailer because
beautiful.
the big surprise in that is that Ben Affleck was in the trailer.
Is it?
It's a huge surprise that Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck didn't talk for over 20 years. I mean, ever since not over 20. Ever since Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, they haven't talked.
Yeah.
And he bought his house like after that movie or whatever. Ben Affleck moved out. Kevin Smith moved into his old house, and then I guess he started dating. What's her fucking name? Electra?
Carmen Electra.
No.
No,
From
with a butt chin.
Mm,
You know who I'm talking about. I don't know her name. I'm terrible with like actress. Just look it up. God damn it.
No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna look it up.
It's gonna. I know it's gonna.
I
Kill
know
You.
exactly who you're talking about.
I
I
know.
hate that I can't do the name.
What is it? What's her name?
oh, Jennifer.
Garner.
Jennifer Garner. That's
Hey. Yeah, butt chin.
Anyway, he was like dating
Dude,
Jennifer.
what if they had kids? Ben Affleck and Jennifer.
Oh my
Garner,
god!
and
It would
they
just
had
be a face butt.
2 butts.
It would be
Two butts on their chins.
It'd be Ben.
It'd be a
Ben.
chin over here and a chin over here.
Yeah.
And both of them.
No, the
had a
whole.
butt.
No, the
Didn't that
face
happen
would just
in
be
an
a
episode of
butt.
South Park?
Probably.
I remember butt faces.
Anyway, I guess he was dating. There's like a story because then like Kevin Smith used to do those talks, right? Like evenings with Kevin Smith. So he did one for Showtime, and in that one he tells a story about Ben Affleck and about when he was dating Jennifer Garner. And I guess at the time they were still together, so like she got pissed and there was like a falling out between them two because he was like, I can't believe you would say that and put it on TV or whatever. And they didn't talk ever since that. And that was like in 2008.
Wow.
So it was like 10 years ago or something.
Like
Like,
something
whoa.
about her butt face.
So it's a big deal that I guess Kevin Smith told the story on a podcast that I listened to recently that like
Peggy Bundy.
that he was afraid to reach out to him because like I guess in an interview like Ben Affleck they're like, oh, Jay and Silent Bob reboot like has Kevin reached out to you? He's like, no, I haven't heard from him. He's like, but I'm down. He's like, I wish he would or whatever. And then like he said that and
I
then
wish he would.
and then like somebody sent that
Just
to
gonna
him.
do that in the back. Just fucking random shit.
Somebody sent that to him, and then I guess Kevin like reached out to him, and then he like texted him something.
So this is probably a reshoot then, probably. You think?
No, because I think they still needed somebody to play the role, but like just the fact that it was
Ben Affleck.
well somebody that was gonna be some like the guy that was gonna introduce the movie at their Chronic Con, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like.
yeah.
I guess that's the shot. I don't know. Maybe they did like rewrite some shit for it, but yeah, it's like but it's kind of a big deal that they had to because like even Kevin was saying he's like he said everyone's on board except Ben Affleck. I haven't talked to him.
And I truly love this because I really hope that they do as many possible shots from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as possible because that's one of my favorite movies in the
It's like,
world.
I mean, a Jay and Silent Bob movie. Who would watch that? They all look at the camera.
Exactly. And it's me. I'm raising my hand every single time.
I love that movie, dude.
I
watched
had it on VHS and I watched that shit
Me
over
too, man.
and
Me
over
too.
and over.
Me too, and I
you know
watched-
what sucks though? Fred Armisen plays possibly that same role. You don't get Carrie Fisher as the nun.
That's right. Do you think Mark Hamill's in this one?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had to
Has to
put
be.
money down,
Come
yes.
on.
If I had to put money-
because now they're friends because of it.
Exactly. If I had to
That's
put
right.
money, Mark Hamill's in this movie.
Mark Hamill.
I did not look this up. I swear to God.
Chong, Tommy Chong. I think
he's in the trailer.
I know, but I
Yeah.
think they were trying to get him for the first movie. And
Oh,
it
they
didn't
didn't?
happen. Yeah.
Mm.
Did you ever hear the story about how they got Carrie Fisher for
No.
because she's such a weird like kind of she's an eccentric person or whatever. So so she like collected antique furniture, and I guess when he wrote the script or whatever, he was like, I really want Carrie Fisher. He's like, I think it'd be funny for like they were like they said what cameo would you want for this role, and he's like, if I can get anybody, Carrie Fisher, and the studios were like, okay, so they reached out to her, and then she said no first, and then she changed her mind, and then she's like, just tell the studio. She's like, but you don't have to pay me. There's this like 1800s like sofa I've been looking for.
Give that to me.
Yeah, she said, tell the studio to buy that for me, and I'll do the scene.
Dang.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's it.
awesome. That's awesome. She was awesome, and I hope that this movie is great. Last, we're going to finish off on a very interesting note. Today, in fact. Today, the 23rd?
Yes.
23rd of July.
Sure.
We have
July
our first
23rd.
trailer for Jojo Rabbit, a.k.a. the Taika Waititi film where he both directs and plays an imaginary Adolf Hitler to a young German boy in the 1940s.
I mean, how? It's so.
Yes, Ryan?
For being, I mean, he's from New Zealand, right?
Yes.
So, isn't that kind of like? Do you think a lot of people from his like country would be upset with him for dressing up as Hitler?
No. I guess if you
I don't
asked
think
me
it's
that
too
question-
soon.
I agree with that too.
I think anything regarding Hitler within the same, what are we like, century?
1940s-ish?
Yeah. I think it's still a little too soon. Like, I don't think it's history until it's like 200 years old.
No.
I disagree.
I disagree completely.
I think I love everything I've seen, and as
It
far
looks
as
funny. I'm not
It's
saying
satire.
I'm playing the devil's advocate here. I'm not saying that I'm not. Obviously nothing can offend me, but
No, I agree. I know what you're saying, and I say that
You're
I don't think he's doing it the wrong way. I think he's very much, even in the trailer, even
It's
in
just
text,
silly.
in text, it says a satire.
Obviously, yeah.
Because
Well,
there's so many people that don't
so many people
understand,
don't understand that, yeah.
what satire is. So if you say a satire, they're at least gonna have to Google that probably. And
What the fuck is satire?
What's this? What the fuck is a satire?
Hey, someone Google the Googler thing for
Ty-
me.
Check the cards, got some satire.
Maximoff?
Someone change my satire.
Yeah. So
Comedy train ain't running right now.
this is very clearly, to people that understand it, a satire, and it's him playing the imaginary version of Hitler that is thought up as an imaginary friend to this child.
Got one more.
To this child.
Billy, I need you to change the tire. Which one? It's satire right there.
The satire.
Satire right there.
Satire over there. Yes. And also you have Scarlett Johansson as the boy's mother, who I believe I've heard.
Wait, I have one. I'm gonna throw away that tire. Oh, it's a satire.
Okay. That I know.
No?
That one's been flat for a while. That's a very satire. It's a very satire indeed. Should put it out of its misery. All right. And then I'm gonna say thank you very much for listening and watching. We love you so much. Tune in next week for another episode of Humpcast and subscribe however you are listening if you haven't already.
You really you got the hit from that growler there, huh?
I'm drunk.
That's what Ryan's not doing a segment.
Mission accomplished. No,
Wait,
I'm not, I wasn't gonna do anything because I thought
He
we were
didn't
gonna
tell me
talk-
he was.
We were gonna talk about Comic-Con this whole time.
Oh, is that why?
Dude, I could talk about. I could seriously talk about
No,
the
we can
Comic Con
talk forever.
I could
I'm
talk about the
saying-
Comic Con news all night long.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right.
All right. Go ahead and follow us at Humpcast everywhere. You can find us. You can follow Randy at
TeamRyanD.com and go to go to TeamRyanD.com for everything, and then at Ryan P. Demarest. You should go to follow at Pacific Plate Brewing. Is that what it is?
Pacific Plate Brewing. Yes.
At Pacific Plate
Cool.
Brewing. Huh?
Yes.
At,
You'll find it. Just look it.
at Pacific Plate Brewing Company at on Instagram for all of Vicky's happenings. She puts on all the events there.
Pint Pals.
Pint Pals.
Will be hosting the trivia.
Oh yeah, so I'm probably gonna be there.
If
hosting.
you go
consists of
there,
2 people.
hopefully she brings me more beer, and it's the best of
Well,
both worlds.
if you didn't work on weekends, you could come hang out with us all the time.
That would be awesome. Except you guys close at 10, and I don't get off till after 10.
We close at 10, but the party starts at 11.
Hey, thank you so much. And you can follow me personally at Garrett_AM at Twitter and Instagram. And I would love to see you next week when we post the next episode of Humpcast. You are awesome and very breathtaking, as said by Keanu Reeves. Goodbye.
Hey,
fellas.